If you've been trying to bring your parents to New Zealand permanently, you know the exact weight of this paperwork. And for years, paying the fees and submitting an expression of interest has meant entering a high-stakes, highly frustrating lottery. The New Zealand government has announced a major overhaul to the parent resident visa process. They are replacing the randomized ballot with a hybrid chronological queue. This creates a direct calculation for your family. You need to know if a system built on fairness actually translates to a faster visa for your parents. By the end of this video, we will map out exactly what actions you need to take based on the specific date you filed your paperwork. This transition trades the endless anxiety of random chance for the harsh certainty of a very long line. To understand your place in that line, we have to look at the structural bottleneck that these new rules do not fix. This chart breaks down the current backlog. As of early August, the expression of interest pool held over 11,900 people. Down at the bottom is the annual cap, which remains frozen at 2,500 visas per financial year. That creates a mathematical reality where demand outstrips supply by nearly 5 to 1. Even if no new applications enter the system, clearing the existing backlog at this fixed rate will take almost 5 years. The very first selection under the new chronological system takes place on November 10, 2026. Before that happens, there will be one final randomized ballot under the old rules, scheduled for August 11, 2026. Because the 2,500 visa cap isn't increasing, clearing those final hurdles means preparing for a predictable but potentially massive wait time. Immigration Minister Erica Stanford's new selection model operates on what we call a 90-10 split. This comparison matrix shows how that split dictates the flow of applications. 90% of selections will be pulled in strict chronological order based on the exact date they were originally submitted. For families who entered the pool in 2022 or 2023, this provides immense relief. Your original submission date now carries heavy weight, moving you straight to the front. But for newer applicants, this chronological line acts as a rigid wall. To keep the door open for those newer arrivals, the remaining 10% of selections will continue to be drawn through a ballot. This small allocation means the pathway technically remains open regardless of when you apply, though it functions as a low-odds lottery. If Family A submitted an EOI in 2022 and Family B submits in 2026, Family A's 4-year wait gives them priority for the 90% bucket, while Family B relies entirely on catching a lucky draw in the 10% bucket. The hybrid model guarantees priority to families who have waited years, while offering only a sliver of hope to those just starting the process. The new system does offer significant administrative relief. Expressions of interest will no longer automatically expire every 2 years. As long as you confirm you want to remain in the queue and keep your details updated, you won't have to repeatedly reapply and pay new fees simply to maintain your spot. This decision tree flowchart maps out the crucial transition deadline. To figure out if you benefit from the fee removal, you must look at this core question. Does your current EOI expire before October 5th, 2026? If the answer is yes, you are caught in the old rules. You will need to submit one final replacement EOI and pay the fee to stay in the system. If your EOI expires on or after that deadline, the 2-year expiry rule is completely waived and your position is locked in. Removing these automatic expiries creates a hidden trade-off. Inactive applications won't automatically purge from the system, keeping the total pool size artificially larger for longer. There is also a protection built in for people who have previously resubmitted. If your EOI expired and you submitted a replacement within 90 days, you trigger a grace period rule. By hitting that 90-day window, the government allows you to retain your original submission date for your placement in the new queue. Warning tone. If you missed that 90-day window when replacing an expired EOI, you lose your original date, falling to the back of the 12,000-person line. Pinpointing your exact expiry date is the single most critical action you can take right now to protect your financial investment and your place in the queue. With these transition rules in place, your next steps depend entirely on which of these 3 folders your application falls into. If you are a long hauler who submitted before 2024, your main job is administrative hygiene. Ensure your contact details are up to date, and watch for communication from Immigration New Zealand during October regarding your chronological placement. Your years of financial investment and waiting are finally yielding a tangible return. If you are a borderline applicant, you must audit your exact expiration date immediately. If that date lands before October 5th, 2026, you will need to swallow the cost of one last fee to secure your transition into the new system. And if you are a newcomer planning to enter the pool in 2026 or later, set your expectations accordingly. You are relying entirely on the 10% ballot or committing to a multi-year wait. This comparison scorecard introduces an alternative pathway for families unwilling or unable to wait, the Parent Boost Visa. It is a long-term visitor option, getting parents here faster, but explicitly surrenders any pathway to permanent residence. Even if you wait it out and get selected from the resident pool, selection simply allows the process to move to the next stage. You and your parents must still clear strict sponsorship, health, and character hurdles. Because individual circumstances vary wildly under these new transition rules, consult official guidance or a licensed immigration advisor to get a bespoke timeline based on your exact submission date. The era of the random ballot is ending. Bringing your parents to New Zealand remains a strategic test of endurance, requiring a clear choice between securing permanent residency eventually or getting...
You are watching Webfit News.